What makes me tick when I wake up in the morning is knowing, and please forgive me for being so crazy, but knowing that I met Jean Colment when she was 119. She lived to be 124. I've interviewed over 100 people who live to be 100 years old. And yet the average age of people when they die in America is 75. What happened to the other 35 years? Who stole those 35 years from us? And you know, the final 10 years of that 75 is usually filled with pharmaceutical drugs and debilitating things. And with the retirement age somewhere around 65, they give you 7 years to live a life that nothing's left in. That's, my friend, that's absolute train robbery of the American people.
But before we get started, folks, make sure you hit the pause button. Okay, go down below. There's a Rumble link. Go over to Rumble and follow us over there. QFS1776.com is, without question, the holy grail of what's to come. Okay, T-shirts. You got to get yourself decorated. This way people will ask you, what is XRP? What is the quantum financial system? What is this? What is that? And you send them where? To QFS1776.com, where they need to immerse themselves, because we're going to burn down this system down to the ground. And out of the ashes will rise the phoenix. There'll be nothing to go back to. Believe me when I tell you that. Also, our Telegram groups down below. If you want to learn what's coming and you're sort of a little scared, I understand. Believe me, I was there too at one point. And if you need more than $10,000 worth of XRP or $1 million worth of XRP, you come see me. Send me an email at QFS1776@gmail, and we'll get you as much as you want. Gold and silver. Welcome to CarminesGold.com. Don't waste not even a second looking. Cheaper prices just don't exist. How important is it for you to own gold and silver right now? What does it mean to me personally? There's an economy that's about to crash beyond what words can explain. In 5 words, I'm going to educate you on gold and silver. Are you ready? You need to own some. Simple. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have with us today, it's my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce you Dave Sandoval. He is the CEO and founder and potentially the most organic superfood company in the history of American business. Dave, I happen to love the art of entrepreneurship. You have built this Purium company from the ground up. This is an amazing success story, American success story. Tell us how it all started. Who is Dave Sandoval? Bring us to the beginning, please.
You know, honestly, I always say, and thank you, brother, so much for having me on your show. You know, you got one of the fastest growing podcasts like in America today, bro. So thank you so much for honoring me in this way. You know, Dave Sandoval, I don't even speak about myself in the third, because I'm here for a very unique reason. I was homeless at one time. My auntie took me off of the street. She gave me love. She gave me a home. She showed me something I never had. And then she died. And the doctor said she died because of the food she ate. And I was really pissed off at whatever killed my auntie. So since I've been 17 now, and I'm 62 now, okay, so for 45 years of my life, I've been like Don Quixote, you know, going out there tilting against windmills. And that's an old reference. I'm not afraid to take on anything, is the point, because I'm on a mission and nothing has stopped me for 45 years.
How did the idea of Purium come about? Was it specifically because your aunt was eating fast foods and microwave foods? Is that what really prompted you to really get into it and really start to understand that the human body has this canning ability, that if you put the right stuff in, the right stuff's going to happen? Did you go to some college that taught you this stuff? How did you come about it?
So I'm not a high school graduate. Didn't have the time to do that, being homeless, but I read and I studied intensely the stuff that other people don't study. And the way Purium came about, to answer your first question, is I was on the radio in New York City, had a very highly rated health talk radio station. Every day for an hour, people would call in and ask me anything they wanted. And over the course of several years, I wrote down every question they ever asked. And then I examined them and realized that people are suffering from the same thing for the same reasons. They just express it differently. So I wanted to create a company to address the problems that were brought to me when I was on that radio show. And so I went out and I found nothing but the purest resources, started my own farms, my own processing, my own packaging, my own FDA approved food processing facility because I trusted nobody. I needed to select the seeds. I needed to prepare the soil. I needed to make sure it was processed in a clean way, packaged in a clean way. And so I'm a control freak. That's the truth, because I didn't know who killed my aunt. I wasn't sure who in that process was responsible. So I needed to be every step of that process to ensure that that pure food was available to the people that I loved and that needed it and were looking for it in a world where it was very quickly disappearing. And if you'll allow me one more 30-second rant, there was a time when Noah, the prophet Noah, built an ark and everyone laughed. No one understood. And he told them about the rain that was going to come. Well, I have seen this rain of chemicals coming down on our people. I have seen it coming, not for 40 days and 40 nights, but for 40 years. Okay? And we built this ark, and this ark is full of purest, most healing food on the planet that has been preserved, that has been saved, that is now available to those people who care. I cannot make you care, but when you do, I'm here for you.
Interesting. Now, I understand you did not come from humble beginnings. You came from very humble beginnings. You didn't come, weren't like born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Your mother and father were now Fortune 500 CEOs and handed you, $20 million, say, hey, Dave, go build Purium. You had to literally start from the ground up and build something from nothing, which is amazing. So who is Dave? What makes you tick, my friend, when you wake up in the morning?
What makes me tick when I wake up in the morning is knowing, and please forgive me for being so crazy, but knowing that I met Jean Colment when she was 119. She lived to be 124. I've interviewed over 100 people who live to be 100 years old. And yet the average age of people when they die in America is 75. What happened to the other 35 years? Who stole those 35 years from us? And the final 10 years of that 75 is usually filled with pharmaceutical drugs and debilitating things. And with the retirement age somewhere around 65, they give you 7 years to live a life that nothing's left in. That's bullshit, my friend. That's absolute train robbery of the American people and the life, the liberty, and the pursuit of happiness that this country was founded on. And I never forget life. We're allowed to live to be over 100. Liberty. We're allowed to be free of the shackles, of needing a pharmaceutical drug, of having all of these debts from college and from doctor bills. We go from college debt to doctor debt, and there's no in between. And I'm tired of it. And the American people need and deserve to know the truth that's been hidden from them by these big pharmaceutical companies, the big agricultural companies, making billions of dollars off of our suffering and our misery. And that might have been more than 30 seconds.
That's okay. That's fine. You can go as long as you want. As long as you keep going, I'm going to try not to interrupt you. Tell us why Purium is head and shoulders above the competition from a product standpoint and also from a home-based business standpoint. One thing I love about your company is that a guy like me can come in right now. Even though you're a big company, you're still not the size of, one of the bigger companies that's been out there and been commercialized, et cetera, billions. Yeah, you're tiny compared to a lot of these other companies. But I think your time to get in the sun, I think, is coming. It's right around the corner. And I think we're going to do it through podcasting. I think I'm going to introduce you to a lot of people as we resonate the story. But what makes the opportunity really special for me is the fact that I can come in and I could make more money than Ian Farrar, even though Ian Farrar recruited me. I like that.
Yeah.
I like the fact that I could do that.
So let me explain. A pyramid looks like when there's a bunch of people at the bottom working their ass off for minimum wage, and they're directed, by a supervisor who's making a little bit more than them. And then there's a manager who makes a little bit more than him. Then there's a regional manager who makes a little bit more than him. And then there's a vice president that makes more than him, a president that makes more than him, and maybe the CEO who makes more than him. And it looks like this. Most of the people at the bottom, then fewer and fewer and fewer till there's one person at the top. And all of the effort from the people at the bottom flows to these people at the top with very little regard for those people at the bottom. Very little regard. Right. Now, they call what I do a pyramid because I set people free, and they're trying to tell me, I know you are, but what am I? You know what I mean? It's just one of those old word games. Sure. In our business model, You could work the hours you want to work, live where you want to live, work with the people you want to live with. We have many, 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 many people who become millionaires, many, many other people, okay, who are making CEO wages. And if you're a top lawyer, you're making a quarter million, a half a million a year. Good for you. But you're working 60 or 70 hours a week. At Purium, the people making CEO, top lawyer money are working 20 hours a week. They're living where they want to live, okay, and having time with their families. And that life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness is real to them. Yeah. It's real to them. And the way that they do it is by making and please forgive me. So I'm going to back up a little bit.
Sure.
And this is, I'm going to go into a bracket here. I want everyone to pay really close attention to what I'm about to say, because it's the crux of why this amazing man invited me on this show. Okay. If you lived in Flint, Michigan, and found out that your water was full of lead, would you let your children drink it, my brother?
Of course not.
Absolutely not. If you found out that the fish that you were getting from the bay, like Santa Monica Bay, was full of lead, would you let your family eat it?
Nope.
Nope.
Of course not.
Well, here's the problem. We know it's been scientifically proven and proven in court, even against multiple, what do they call it, appeals, that 75% of the food being sold to Americans today has a chemical in it, a toxin in it, a poison in it that could lead to diseases and to your death. It's called Roundup. We use it on our lawns. It's put on our food. If you drink beer, who drinks beer? Nobody I know. 95% of beer has this poison in it. Okay? This poison erodes your gut in your body. It destroys your gut. That is where serotonin is produced, which is why depression is rampant in America. That is where our gut permeability, the ability to absorb nutrients and get rid of toxins, gets reversed, and we start absorbing toxins and getting rid of nutrients. Mm-hmm. And this is leading to, or at least has been linked to, okay, many, many conditions, from Alzheimer's, autism, and arthritis, and we're still just in the A's in our alphabet.
Sure.
So I want to tell you, with so many conspiracy theories out there, some true, some not, some based on a little part of truth and then woven into a story, I don't care.
Right.
This is not a conspiracy theory. This is proven. You are being poisoned. Your children are being poisoned. Your mother is being poisoned. Your husband and wife are being poisoned. And I'm here to tell you that no one's telling you. And they keep making you focus on inflation, how much you're spending for your food. You know why? Because they want you to buy the cheapest food possible. Because the cheapest food possible is made possible because of chemicals that are killing you. So they'll tell you cheap food and expensive medicine. Let me tell you again, cheap food and expensive medicine. And I'm here to tell you, invest in your food, not the stock market. Invest in your body and not, okay, real estate. Invest in your health, okay? And stop trying to save money on food.
Well, it doesn't cost money to drink this stuff. When you really calculate it, it really comes, you're probably saving money or breaking even. Okay. I eat a lot. I'm Italian. I like to eat, I like to have my belly full.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This is, your Purium shake. This is your power shake. You see how green that is? That's pure live enzymes. When you drink this stuff, it actually, your body has a way of being able to talk to you and say, hey, buddy, whatever you're doing, whatever you just put in me, keep putting that stuff in. I like that stuff. You know what I mean? So you have to be able to be, be in tune to your body and listen to what your body's telling you. So the product is head and shoulders above the competition, obviously, without question. But do you literally go to the farm fields? You talk to the farmers, you inspect them, like do you make unannounced inspections?
I interview the farmers. I demand to see the seed that they plant. I test their soil. We are third-party tested. When everything is grown, it comes to my laboratories where we have machines that will identify if there's even 1/10 of 1% of something that is not supposed to be there. Okay. We give you the purest food. So let me revert to your question. The reason why this business model is so potentially lucrative is because we have what everybody needs. And as you said, once you feel it, you know it. You
Right.
see it, you believe it because you've achieved it. Okay. And once your body starts feeling that way, Mel Carmine, this handsome gentleman in front of you, I believe lost between 20 and 30 pounds naturally. His body just let it
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
And that's what your body's going to do. It's going to let go of a lot of these burdens that you've been carrying unnecessarily when your gut is repaired. Now, I'm going to share one more, drop a little more wisdom on you. Your gut produces 80% of your neurotransmissions, and your brain has neuroreceptors, which take those transmissions up to the brain and then direct your body what to do. But if that pathway from your gut to your brain is shut off, you have foggy brain. You walk into a room, you don't remember why you went there. You wake up feeling tired, even though you think that you slept. Okay. You have a bloated belly, even though you haven't really eaten. And yet your belly's bloated and you don't know why. This is because you have a compromised gut. Okay. Depression, compromised gut. Obesity, compromised gut. Malnutrition, compromised gut. Arthritis, compromised gut. Foggy brain, compromised gut. Okay, acne, skin conditions, eczema, psoriasis, compromised gut. Look it up. I'm not making this stuff up. It all comes from your gut because 80% of your immune system, and listen to me now, 80% of your immune response comes through the neurotransmissions that are created through your gut lining. 80% of the serotonin that makes you happy is created in the lining of your gut. And that lining of your gut has been destroyed by this chemical. And I have a clinically supported, that means I ran a US-based clinical trial. And we proved that in 6 short weeks, we were able to reduce 74% of this potentially deadly poison that comes to you through your food out of your body. And in case you wonder what that means, inflammation was reduced by 75%. How many people right now are suffering from inflammation? You could look at your nose, you could look at your body, you could see that you're inflamed. You know that your heart condition, you know that your arthritis, you know that all of these things are caused by inflammation, your skin outbreaks, all of it. 75% of inflammation reduced in just 6 weeks with a single pill a day. I recommend 2, I take 2. I'm just telling you, in the clinical trial, it was done with a single pill a day, and they didn't stop eating their standard American diet, their SAD diet. When you combine detoxing these chemicals with infusing your body with the most potent superfoods on the planet, this is a 1-2, not a punch. It's a 1-2 uplift. Okay. It's not a punch to your gut. No, I'm going to tell you something else. Has anybody ever been really sad and you felt it in your gut? That's when serotonin stops being produced because of your sadness. Has anybody been so happy that you belly laughed and you could literally feel your belly vibrating? Well, that is serotonin being produced. You literally have gut feelings. That's not just a phrase, but we're losing them. We're losing our instincts. We're losing our balance, our coordination mentally, physically, and emotionally because our gut isn't right. And so, Carmine, I know that you've spent time with people who have experienced these products. I'm going to shut up for just a second.
No, no problem, brother.
You
This
know,
is one of the products that, the Biomedic. Okay. I put it in a bottle because it makes it easy for me. It comes in an envelope. But this is an incredible product. It's funny. Ian was over my house 3 days ago, and he said, "Do you know that if you take the capsule and you open it up and you taste it, it tastes like pizza?" I'm like, "Why are you telling me this now?" I'm like, "You should have told me this a while back." I mean, I used to own 9 pizza shops. I like the taste of pizza. I got to be honest with you, right? But I never knew that this, if you open it up,
who
it tastes
doesn't?
like pizza, right? So, and then this product is amazing. The pineal.
Okay. give you some background on that?
Please.